Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be talking about lecture number 5 in our AI agent series. So guys, the course is going very good. Everything is being covered slowly and end to end guys. We'll be delivering and creating excellent agents, and I think this is probably one of the best courses that you would need, since guys in future the concept of digital workforce will become a reality, and every organization will have multiple agents doing stuff, and you as a AI developer would be building them. You'll be using a lot of tools, lot of stuff. So be involved here, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So guys, let's get started. Today we'll be talking about this topic, that is Evaluator-Optimizer workflow. So guys, actually this is not a very difficult topic, and I'll just let you know what it is. Allow me 1 second please. So guys, see, what we'll be doing today is we'll be studying something known as evaluator. So evaluator optimizer workflow. Evaluator-Optimizer workflow. So guys, in simple terms, I'll tell you what it is. So what will happen is that an input will come and an LLM will give you a response. Now this response will be checked or evaluated by another LLM. And based on this logic, guys, you can create any use case, whichever use case you want to create, right? Let's say you want to so what we'll be building is that we'll have a database, and guys, this is a very common situation. So you have a database. I think the database is not drawn very well, so let's just draw it correctly. So now you have a database and you have incoming requests. Now the first thing is that the incoming request needs to be classified, and once they are classified, you need to ensure that the classification is correct, and based on some other condition, like make two inserts in the database. So one would be your correct corrections and another would be your incorrect correction. So both of the records, that is, which are correctly classified and incorrectly classified, will go, but will go to separate databases. And if they are going into separate databases or separate tables, so there'll be good segregation for the business as well, since you would actually know on what use case your LLM is working and what use case your LLM is not working. Also, in order to even make it more robust, I have shown you earlier, also you can add reasoning as well. So in the prompt only you can tell the LLM to just come up with reasoning as well, but for the time being we won't do it. And guys, in coding wise, this is nothing. In coding, this is very simple. So let's just get started and see this in action. So see guys, this is very simple. Okay, the first thing that we need a database. So here I am using MongoDB. So guys, MongoDB is a NoSQL database. You can set up that, and if you don't want to do that much effort, you can just stay with me, just try to understand this concept, and even for the demo you can use a pandas data frame or a simple CSV file. That's not an issue. So I'm using a MongoDB database, and now what I'm doing first guys, I am connecting to the Mongo client. So this code is essentially helping me connect to the Mongo client. So what happens is guys, there is every time what happens, if you go to a cloud service, right? If you go to cloud service and let's say you buy a database, be it SQL or NoSQL database, the first step will always be establishing a client. Okay, establishing a client or establishing a connection. That's the first step across. Okay, so I've established the uh, client, and it's probably good to start with. Now what we are doing is guys, we are doing our favorite line of code, which we have been doing I think in every lecture. We are just trying to import our and API credentials from .env. We are trying to load .env, and also guys, we are just trying to like set the API key, load a Gemini model, just initialize it, and this is simple date time import. Now see guys, these are the complaints which are received. My phone is weak, my internet is slow, my bill is too high, I want to change my plan, I want to cancel my internet subscription, and party tonight. Now see guys, this party tonight, so what happens is few people make irrelevant requests, right? Few scammers come and make irrelevant requests in order to trouble your organization. So someone has done this. Now would you be ingesting it into the database of like the correct complaints which would actually be later, let's say, used on a dashboard and front? So guys, it makes no sense to do all these things, right? So you'll be seeing that how we'll do it. Now the next step is these complaint needs to be categorized into these set of categories: network, internet, billing, internet plan, and cancellation. And guys, this is the main set of code. So first of all, we have main LLM. What it is going to do, you are a customer service agent, you need to classify the complaint into one of the categories. Complaints categories is the category of complaint. Always return category in the list of categories, makes sense, and return the category in the XML format. So guys, in this course I have followed XML format. Some people like JSON format, anything you can follow guys. I was just seeing that sometimes XML format works, sometimes JSON works, so there's no fixed guarantee. But usually like I like XML format because the parsing is very easy. So I'm just using that because I like this strip function, like, and understand this more. But that's probably okay. You can even use a JSON, and you can even create a custom format, but like it's up to you how do you want to parse the response. So that's probably okay. We've set up this main prompt and now we are just using dot invoke. So guys, see, the entire course we have almost reached at 5 lectures and I'm mainly using dot invoke, and every technique I have taught you, but no specific new framework or coding I have taught you. That's what is required guys as of today. If you can ace the basic concepts and even use raw Python to build something, and if it's work, that's the main game. We should make agents work rather than relying on fancy frameworks and all. And don't worry, frameworks will also be covered in this course. Now guys, we have done this. Now guys, the second one, so the evaluator LLM. Now we have a second evaluator LLM. So the previous LLM call classified it into one of the categories. You are a feedback generator, you need to evaluate response of LLM and give feedback in response 0 or 1. So like 0 is, let's say, bad response and 1 is correct response. So the cat complaint category, list of categories to select from. If no category is found, return 0 and return the feedback as true or false. So guys, sometimes, right, I just asked it, so there is some mismatch on prompt consistency, but yeah, just have either true false or 0 1, but in last line I have written true false, so it will pull off true false as well, so that's not a big issue. Only, so I have mentioned here explicitly that only return true or false, no other text or explanation. Now see guys, what happened is very interesting things happened. Evaluation response, same thing guys, dot invoke method. We are covering everything with just one method guys. This is the power of basics. Now see guys, we are using our client, and this is the, so what is this called is essentially a collection, and inside a collection you can have like multiple databases, so you can, don't worry about that, that's okay. Now you're just inserting the document. So you are inserting the document into complaint category, feedback, and time. So these are the 4 columns which will get embedded into a database. But whenever guys the LLM, the evaluator LLM will give me a false, it would go into this database, that is complaints unclassified, so that let's say a human later can review it, and once he has reviewed it, it can then be ingested into the complaint database via some other code which might be manual as well. There is no need of like using any LLM or generative AI in that. That's pretty much it guys. Now if you see what got inserted into the DB, so in the first DB 5 records were inserted: my mobile network is weak, network true, and all these 5 records got inserted. But the phone, the party one, right, see, the party one is inserted into complaints unclassified, and here is the party one. Now this record can be processed separately. So we were able to see that how if we have an LLM which acts as an evaluator, it really increases the efficiency, or the fact that whenever you have to write it into a database, you can make one more call and just confirm it that everything is fine, you are not messing it up. Because guys, always remember that sometimes when you have to do a real-time commit in the database, right? So let me let me see if I can show you. Let me open MongoDB. I'll show you. So see guys, inserting records, you can choose any database of your choice, so that's not an issue. So let me browse my collections. So guys, inside collections you will find the databases. Okay, so this is the database and these are the collections. So this is what is customer service dot complaint. So all 5 got embedded, inserted, and this is the guys, the second one is complaints unclassified. So this is also there. Now this is the power, guys. See, we just are not doing anything. All we are doing is prompting. Okay, all we are doing is basic prompting, using dot invoke, making sure that the output format is in a particular way, and then guys again doing the same thing one more time, but in an evaluative framework, that let's say if everything is okay or not, and uh, if everything is not okay, then let's just go to this database and insert a record complaints unclassified, otherwise guys db complaints. Okay, and guys this is like a simple thing, right? So dot insert one is used to insert a record into MongoDB. It's okay if you don't know MongoDB. We'll cover it in some separate lecture. But guys, this is the main idea that you need to know. Now guys, we have covered lecture 5 and I think things are going very well. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.